We're good. We're on. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Warrior Nation TV. Here we are, Warrior Stadium, doing a playoff game, second round of the 4A classification playoffs here in boys soccer, state of Utah. We're catching action about 10 minutes into the game. We're about 9 minutes gone in the half, and apologize for being a little late on the air. We had a few technical difficulties, but things are up and going now, and starting lineups have been announced, and the Warriors have already got a 1-0 lead over Ben Lomond, coming in as the favorite to win this game. I'm sure that's some comfort to them to get a goal and take a little bit of that edge off in a playoff game. But just to kind of give you some recap of what's been going on the first 9 minutes, the Warriors have dominated possession in this game. Ben Lomond was content to just kind of play off and hold their shape and pack things in defensively. Especially with the Warrior defensive possession, and let them just do what they wanted with the ball, try to take away those attacking passes. Warriors had a free kick chance that was really close. Jacob Whitworth just missed a header that came in from Esplin Sanders. And then about a minute after that, they played another ball in where Jake just made a great move to beat the center defender and was able to put the ball in the right corner of the goal past the outstretched hands of the keeper, and that's where the Warriors have their 1-0 lead. So it'll be interesting to see if Ben Lomond continues to play a little bit soft defensively and allow the Warriors to pass and keep possession, or if they might pick up some of their on-ball intensity and try to get this game a little bit back for them. So the Warriors are in blue. They're attacking the right side of your screen there. Ben Lomond in white attacking the left side of your screen. And you can see right here, Warrior defenders, just not a lot of pressure, playing some good big balls into that offensive line, making the run. That's the second offsides call where Warriors have had a pretty good chance to get in behind. Both of them have been fairly close. Good look, though, there from Petey out of that right defensive back spot. Warriors definitely having run a play. Probably had, 4 or 5 chances to score a goal. Ben Lomond has yet to put any kind of shot onto Javi Pena back there in the back. Warriors with their quick ball passing. Ben Lomond keeper playing extremely high off his line. Hopefully our midfielders can catch eye of that and maybe do a little big ball over the top early when they see him so far out of that box. I know that a lot of our center mids there have the leg to get the ball there, so see what develops right there. Ben Lomond, good defensive work right there by Petey, and then he has the ball taken back away. Javi Rodriguez over here on this right side. That's number 10 for Ben Lomond. Pretty quick kid, and had the ball at his feet quite a bit over here. Been one of the more dangerous kids. Stockton Whitworth, good defensive play right there. Early on in this game, before we got online, Ben Lomond actually had a chance. Their center forward up there, super fast kid, Riley Wright. Just about broke through our defensive line on a ball played in behind. So definitely need to watch him. That's a good little touch header right there from Wright. Dubby Cannon, big, huge part of the Warrior defense. Definitely going to need him to make a good deep run into the state playoffs. The only game that we lost where we probably could have won was a game against Dixie where Dubby was out, and we struggled defensively a little bit and gave up 5 goals in that game, which I think doubled our goals given up this year in one game. So nice to have him back and healthy. Sanders Espel putting some good pressure on the Ben Lomond defense right there. It's a little bit warm out there today, probably warmer than even our kids are used to playing in. They're used to playing games in the evening. Oh, ball is loose right there in front of the net. Warriors just about gather that up. Brian Hernandez right there, just about ready to put that thing in. It's going to go out for a corner kick, though, it looks like. Sanders Esplin set to take that for the Warriors. Warriors come into this game today as the RPI number 4 team in the classification 4A, while Ben Lomond comes in as the 13th seed. Ben Lomond had to play a game last week against Tooele, I believe it was, and they ended up winning that game 2-1 to put themselves in a position to play in this game here today. So this is the Warriors' first game of their playoff run here in 2021. They earned a bye because of their high seed in the RPIs. And looking to put this one in the bag today and advance to next week. The winner of this game will play next week. If the Warriors win, it'll be back here at Warrior Stadium. Ben Lomond will have to wait to see who wins the other game in the bracket here that they play. Line drive on that kick. Eaten up nicely by the keeper down there for Ben Lomond. See if we get a name on that keeper right there. Looks like it's Brandon Leon who's playing in the box there for Ben Lomond. It's Rodriguez for big tackle by Damon Lund right there. Coming in a little hot on that slide. It's going to be a foul. Ref's going to go have a chat with him about that. Oh, nope, just going to set the ball up there. Rodriguez, though, has been one of the more dangerous players for Ben Lomond. He's just earned him a free kick just off the left side there, maybe about 18 yards off the end line. That angle that they put, maybe a 20, 25-yard free kick here. Tough angle to score on. We'll see how Ben Lomond decides to play this. I just lost. Still, oh, nope, not back on. You're not back on? Now I am. There we go. Rodriguez over the ball. Kevin Aguilar over the ball. Played in nicely. Ooh, Ben Lomond able to get a free player in that box and get a head on it and put it just over the top. These Ben Lomond players look big. They look tall. They look big. They look physical. If the Warriors allow them to get into their body, it could be a tough one for them. But as long as the Warriors keep that ball moving, Ben Lomond really hasn't had a lot of possession, hasn't been able to get the ball. It's been quick counters that have created the best chances for Ben Lomond tonight. Ball gets through to Whitworth. Quick pass to Lund. Lund tries to find Sanders on that wing. Right into the defense.
You're doing great. Hey, nice to join you, buddy.
Hey, Matt Hamlin.
Yeah.
The man for Warrior Nation TV, joining us here on the headset now that cameras are up and running and things are live. It's good to have you here, Matt.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It's pretty exciting to see these guys get going this season. They're having a great season, too.
They are having a good season. Good pressure right there from the Warriors. Lund up the sideline, just about squeaks that up to Sanders. Ben Lomond's going to knock to their keeper for possession. Moving it out the opposite side of the field, and this is one of their first possession opportunities today. See what they can do with this. Turnover right there. Good positioning from the Warriors. Ooh, nice ball played in. Sanders making the run, just about gets there. Hammy, your eyes are probably a little bit better than mine, being the young buck that you are. You might have to help me identify some numbers out here.
You bet.
Okay. I know a lot of the players, but sometimes if I can't catch those numbers, it's hard to distinguish.
It's hard with this screen, too, though.
It is a little bit, yeah. It looks like they might have Isaiah Nelson over there on that left wing. Is that number 13?
That over there on the side?
Yeah, you catch a number for that wing, you let me know.
You got it.
Good ball up there from Lund. Ooh, Sanders just about finding Whitworth up front. The Warriors are a tough matchup for anybody when you look at the different statistics and things in soccer this year. Jake Whitwer, second leading scorer in the state, 4A, only beat by Bridger of Desert Hills. And Bridger's ahead of him only because he had like a 6-goal game the other night against somebody. Just a phenomenal game from Bridger. And then when you look at other types of standings, point leaders, you get points in soccer for scoring goals, having assists, all that stuff. Jake Whitwer is second in the state, only behind the Desert Hills kid.
That's impressive.
And as far as assists go, Sanders Espin leads the state in assists. So the Warriors have the top assist man and the second leading goal scorer in the state. Makes them a pretty dangerous matchup in the playoffs this year.
You bet. It is incredibly tough to look through that screen. I'm not going to lie. So you've got a daunting job right now.
If I was good at removing screens, I might be able to do that, but it's all good. As long as you're not too close to it, you just see right through it. It's all fine. Warriors do a good job bringing that ball down. They're doing a great job finding Jake up there at the point, playing that forward position, and then quick passes to build up. Warriors do a really good job pressuring the ball through the midfield, trying to win back possession when things, get a little bit out of control. So we're a little more than 20 minutes into this first half, and because of the heat, the officials have decided to take a quick water break. And so at the water break here, 19:45 remaining in this half, Warriors have a 1-0 lead over the Dons of Ben Lomond.
Okay, I just put it. Wait, I think I did. Nope.
Awesome. Hey, welcome back. Water break over. Back in action here in Warrior Stadium. Again, Warriors have a 1-0 lead. Ben Lomond with the ball pressing. Hamlin's going to go do some camera work for us. So assistant coach, Coach Juddy, coming in to get on the mic with us a little bit. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Excited
Awesome.
to be here. What a fun game.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be good having somebody a little bit more knowledgeable on who's out there. Hamlin and I were having some trouble identifying numbers.
I may help you with the numbers, but you still might have me on the coaching side of things.
Awesome. So we just got talking to the people watching online today a little bit about how statistically the Warriors have been doing this year. Having Sanders leading the state in assists, Jake second leading goal scorer in the state. Maybe from that coaching angle that you've got, give us some names of kids who you feel have been really standouts this year, and ones we might be able to watch as we watch the Warriors make a little run through the playoffs this year.
One that stands out is Brian Hernandez. He came in and started for us today, and he hasn't always started for us. And it's not to take away from any of the other players that are now sitting on the bench to start, but he's just really come into his own the last couple games. Had a standout game against Dixie.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the Dixie game over there, but the last home game you had, I thought Hernandez was one of your best players by sure. And he's already had a chance, just barely offsides on one of those calls, had a chance to get a 2-0 lead for us there just a minute ago. So, Yeah, kid's been playing good. What year is he in school?
He's a sophomore. So
Oh, wow,
we
that's
really
awesome.
Like to see it. We'll see him for a couple more years.
Great.
Ooh.
Good ball out there for the Dons, just wide. You know, Javi Pina, tell us a little bit about him. He's a junior. He's had a great year in the box for you guys this year.
Yeah, Javi has done a great job. You look at him and you might not think much, but when he gets in that goal post or that goal box, he really just jumps all over like a spider monkey. He's really great.
Yeah, he a little diminutive in stature, but boy, he can get up to those to that crossbar, and he's made some great saves this year to keep you guys in some games that have been really, really well played. You know, other than your two statistical leaders up top who make you guys a super dangerous team when it comes to scoring goals, I was telling everybody on the broadcast today that to me, one of the more important players for you guys if you want to make a deep run, Dubby Cannon.
Oh, 100%.
You know, I mean, that game you played against Dixie, you played without him because of injury, and you let up 5 goals, which almost doubled your, goal let out for the season. Tell me how much Dubby means to this team.
Dubby means a lot for multiple reasons. Obviously, his presence, I think, is the first thing that comes to mind. Whether he gets his foot on the ball or not, he's a constant vocal leader on that field. He's talking. Sometimes you don't know what he's talking about, but just hearing his voice calms everybody down. Really gets people going and thinking about where they need to be and stepping up their game. So that presence alone, let alone he's just a good player. You know, he's got a good feel for the game. He's been down to Texas and did some tryouts with some colleges down there and really has a good upside even after this.
Oh, that's awesome. So good. Maybe later on in the second half here we get talking a little bit about some of the opportunities these seniors might have. You know, I haven't heard about any signings, but might be able to talk a little bit about that. We just had Hernandez check back into the game, and also for the Warriors, number 6, Carter Gubler, checking into the game for the Warriors, another underclassman, getting some playoff experience for the Warriors here.
Yeah, Carter's been under the radar. Started out the season a little slow, trying to find himself, and just recently as he started to feel like he's been a part of the game, we've talked to him, and he's admitted that sometimes he plays to the level of the competition. So, he comes into games like this, and it's a high-stakes game, and I think you're going to see him do really well.
That's good. Good. And it's good to have such a great senior class so kids like that get that great competition in practice to help them in these, game situations.
And our practices all week this week have been very intense. They've been focused a lot on possession and maintaining. As you can see, we're looking at our opposing team, Ben Lomond. They're a big physical team, and
right.
They have some skill to them. And we really want to make sure we keep that ball away from them.
Yeah.
Keep that ball moving and keep it side to side so we can really work it.
Yeah, Pena just made a great break off his line to make that save on that through ball. And we've noticed that already here in the first half. The Warriors are dominating possession against the Dons right now. And just that quick ball movement and good positioning from them, you can tell it's something that they really work on in their practices and are pretty good at.
Ooh. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we've taken a lot of opportunities to try to quickly get that ball over the top. And we've been just off a little bit, but dangerous, keeping the Dons honest on that back line.
Being down on
it's a good challenge right there. Hernandez goes down in the box, but no foul there called by the official.
Notice from the Ben Lomond side and being down on the line listening with Zach and the coaching staff down there, they really kind of stay back, and the keeper tends to come out of that box quite a bit, and they play up, the back line plays up. So one of the things we were emphasizing on that back line, we've had those opportunities to chip it over the top and try to get some run through. But yeah, to your point, it's been going a little long and making it almost, which is frustrating, but
yeah, and the two that were really close, I mean, we were just offsides on 2 of those calls. One from Jake and one from Hernandez, Brian Hernandez. And then the others have been just a little bit long. So if they can get the timing down, they're going to get some good chances in behind that defense. And who knows, like you said, this keeper's 30, 40 yards off of his line. We can win a quick ball here in the midfield. You've got kids with a strong enough leg.
Yeah.
Maybe they take a crack at popping something over that kid's head.
You get Sanders right or left foot, he might be able to chip that over the top.
Yep. Ben Lomond still, just comfortable kind of playing off the ball. They're not a super high-pressure team, it looks like right now. They want to be more hold shape and force you into a mistake. And when we've lost possession, it has been errant passes and not a lot of pressure that's caused us to lose that possession. Uh-oh.
It's a dangerous ball there.
That is a dangerous ball. That's Alex over there, correct?
Yeah, that was Alex Mertes.
Mertes, there you go. He's an underclassman as well, correct?
He's a junior.
Yeah.
We've seen him start there at the 6, and then he's worked his way out of the back. He's kind of been rotating in and out of those positions there, helping us out. He's been a good asset coming off the bench. Physical, big, a skilled player.
Nice. Sanders Esplin coming out, take a little bit of a break, and Jake Whitwer back in up top.
Interesting to note here, too, that we've moved Stockton, who's traditionally been kind of on the back line. We've moved him on the side there, which hasn't been his typical position, but he's really dangerous on that side. We saw that in the Canyon View game. He got 2 goals.
Nice. Yeah, I noticed that you had him playing up higher. In the games that I've been at here at Warrior Stadium, he's always been a back. Left back, right back. Petey usually on the right side, so Stockton usually over there on the left. And he does a really good job in that back, helping protect the goal.
Some of that might be attributed to some of the injuries we're dealing with, too. Brecken had a little bit of an injury, groin, yesterday in practice. And then Brock, we might be seeing him coming in and out, too. He took a little bit of an injury yesterday at practice.
Brock's made some great strides this year. Been a really, really good player for you guys.
A great leader. What a great opportunity for him. Last year, he was behind a wall of great players, and he was trying to fight for some playing time. And this year, he's just taken on that role.
That's awesome. And he's an underclassman as well, junior. So you'll get him for one more year as well, right? Oh, Brock's a senior. Okay. Petey's doing a good job over here on the right side. They're definitely favoring this side with Javi Rodriguez from Ben Lomond. Looks to be one of their better players. And they've really attacked this left side of the field for them, right side defensively for us. And Petey's done a good job keeping them from being too dangerous down there.
You're right. They have some good skilled players on the ball. They got good foot skill, and we've done well to stay in front of them. Damon ran him off, yeah.
So Gabriel Pena checking into the game. Looks like he's going back there defensively for the Warriors.
Gabe is an underclassman as well. He is a sophomore.
Oof. Little errant pass right there from Lund. Looks like they're going to call that out of bounds for a corner kick.
That might be fortuitous, to be honest. Him coming off his line and having that open space there.
Yeah. You don't see that very often from Damon. He's one of the better center midfielders that I've seen play this year. The kid understands the game. He knows where to be, and his skill and ability to get out of tight spaces has been really, really fun to watch.
I dare say, even more than region, he's one of the best midfielders in the state in the 4A classification.
And I know he's an underclassman as well. He's a junior, so you're going to get him back next year.
Yeah, he'll be a good leader next year.
Do you know if he's had any looks or any opportunities to, be recruited yet as a junior?
A lot of our guys have talked about it, and they're focused on trying to get some of those applications and things going that way and working on their grades. None of them have done any trips out to colleges except for Dubby that I've heard of. Some of them I know, like Jake and some other people have talked about giving a shot when they come back from their church missions.
Okay.
And they've considered coming back and getting on to maybe a Dixie and some of those schools that they can come and look out.
We've talked about this before in multiple broadcasts, and as our college here in St. George grows, I think it only benefits them to try and find those really talented kids athletically in the area to play for their college team to increase, spectators and all that kind of stuff. What's that?
So Jesus Rodriguez is going to sign 2 weeks with College of Southern Nevada.
Nice. And that is for Ben Lomond. Okay. So, yeah, we just got some word with people that are watching the stream right now that number 10 kid we've been talking about from Ben Lomond is probably going to sign somewhere in a couple of weeks. The College of Southern Nevada. So, really good, talented soccer kids across the state. And you can definitely see, why it's such a fun region, fun, classification here. in the boys soccer.
Something I've taken note of is, as it goes sailing up just a little bit, it's just the opportunistic players that we have from the state of Utah that don't get recognized for one reason or another, and I'm probably not the best person to chime in on that one, but we have a ton of talent that just goes unseen.
It's not the Dons, it's the Scots.
Oh, thank you. What am I thinking, Dons? Is that
Spanish
something
Fork.
different?
Spanish Fork Dons.
Oh, there you go. It's the Scots. Thank you for that. Number 15 there from Ben Lomond just had a pretty good crack at that shot. He's a freshman, young kid coming up out of that back defensive line, getting a little shot there against the Warriors. Esplin makes a nice little save there on the side. Has some space up the middle. Let's see what he can find.
He likes that three-toe click.
Yeah.
See which way that goes.
I notice a lot of times he likes to be fancy with the ball. He tries some of those back hills and, different things up there. And when they work, they look pretty good. But, when they don't, I know as a coach myself from the girls program for a while here, you just fundamentals, man.
Yeah,
Be fundamental and give us the chance. So, but who's going to complain? Leading assist man in the state, Sanders knows what he's doing and does a really good job.
If he doesn't try those, he doesn't get those. That's one of those hard ones because if it doesn't work like you said, it looks a little cheeky and you just think, why don't you just stick to those fundamentals? But if he doesn't try it now, he might never get it. Ooh, dangerous ball there backwards. Ben Lomond with an opportunity.
Oof. Big kick right there out of the center mid for the Scots. That's number 36, Marco Uribe. Big boy out there. I mean, just from up here, the kid looks like he should be playing football and not soccer. And maybe he does for sure, but strong kick right there. And we talked a little early in the game when I thought that Ben Lomond had one of their better chances. Their center forward up there, striker Riley Wright, looks really quick. Mm-hmm. So if we're not too careful and they can play something through to him, it could create some dangerous chances. Right now, the defense for the Warriors, though, staying well organized, not giving the Scots great looks at the goal, bending a little bit, but not breaking.
Yes.
Down to about 5.5 left here in the first half of the first round of the state playoffs out of those play-in games. Warriors maintain a 1-0 lead over the Scots of Ben Lomond.
Both teams seem to be doing pretty good at settling into themselves.
They have. Scots right there had some good possession for just a minute, and then it was stolen by Hernandez. See if the Warriors can mount a counter. Ooh, nice run down the sideline right there. Good job sweeping out by that center defender for the Scots, taking away that break down the sideline there. Scots control the goal kick there. Bring it across the midfield, switch over here to the left side.
Ooh, good little poke there.
Hoskins, yeah, just got a little bit through. There's Wright on the ball. Good little sequence of possession right there from the Scots. Warriors defend it quite well. Whitwer coming back to help defend from that forward position. Able to get that ball out. Ben Lomond controls the clearance. Defense in possession.
Ooh, that's a hard foul there.
Little hard challenge, yeah, right there by Brian Hernandez. Probably get a talking to right here, possibly a card. Yeah, it looks like the card is out on that one.
Not even hesitation on that.
Yeah, Hernandez is going to get a yellow card right there for that challenge. If he comes in hot like that and gets the ball, everything's good, but you miss that ball, and that's just one of those, unfortunate ones. It didn't look like he wanted to hurt the guy, just missed the ball, and hard challenge, yellow card.
It's easy to look back at it and say it's unnecessary, but in the heat of the moment, you just reach for that ball, and that happens.
Yeah.
As they hit that set piece, I would say that 80% of the goals scored on us this year have been from set pieces. So some point of emphasis for us has been to try to crack in on that and stay with our men.
Yeah, and the Scots look like they have a decent-sized team to be successful with set pieces. They had that corner where the kid broke
Yes.
free,
Yeah.
got his head on the ball early, which was their best chance to score so far. And, being able to stay on those marks, critical for the Warriors here as we move just about into the second half here. Hoskins, Lund, Sanders. Oh, nice little pass.
Called that offside,
Whitworth's going to
so.
be offsides. And again, we're so close to getting through. Timing just a little bit off.
Yeah, you can see the frustration coming from the coaches there, knowing that we should be able to get some of those.
Yeah, and Jake just a little impatient on that one. That one, I mean, he was a good 2-3 yards offsides on that one. Just comes from a little bit of impatience.
Those are the ones where you want to go forward when you need to go sideways.
Yeah.
Run down that line until you cut up.
Yeah, that yellow card was one of the first fouls. There's only been a couple, 2-3 fouls. It's been a clean game so far. Kids have been playing well, back and forth with possession. Warriors early on, lots of possession. Ben Lomond starting to find their groove a little bit. Warriors continuing to keep that ball,
That's
playing
the ball
things
they
in
want.
deep. The big switch across the field. You can see that they've played that, 5 or 6 times
Yeah.
today. Something that, like you're saying, probably the coaching staff has talked to them about
Yeah.
from watching film.
So that plays into our strength for one, and then also knowing what we can get on that side from what we're seeing in the midfield, trying to keep it out of that. They have some size there in the middle, and if we can keep it on the width, if they play up on that up to the 50, 40, and we can get some of those in for sure.
Ben Lomond on that attack right there. Looks like they've earned themselves another corner kick. See if the Warriors can mark and defend this a little bit better than the last one. Down to just under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Scott's playing the corner kick. Little long, defended well. Kids were all on their marks. That ball's going to get out of bounds on the other side. Throw into the Warriors. Petey Bunting finds Kobe. Kobe to Damon. Warriors content to knock that ball around a little bit. They do a great job. Not much more than 1 or 2 touches and just keep that thing moving. Try to find space. Little ambitious on that pass right there. Turns it over. And Dons have a counter opportunity. Warriors do a good job covering that up.
That number 9, as he's just come in, and I don't know when he snuck in. I didn't actually see it, but
There's a great through ball. Jake Sanders just about on that connection right there.
Yeah.
You could see it developing.
that number 9, Alexis Torres, he's a senior as well, so he's been earning some playing time here the last few games and put in the work.
Nice.
He's starting
That's
to get
good.
rewarded with it. He comes from a long line of Torreses that have played at Snow Canyon High School.
Yeah, I remember when I was coaching the boys, and this is a long, 12 years maybe ago. Jaime Torres, not sure if that's a brother. I think it could be because I've seen Jaime watching some
there's a
games.
lot of 'em.
But I coached Jaime, and boy, that kid could play some soccer. So
talented
good
family.
pedigree from that family for sure. Love to talk too, don't they?
They do.
Jaime was known to just get up in the ref's face and he'd talk about everything, and picked up a few yellow cards because he just wanted to run his mouth a little bit too much. There's the right kid up front. Look at the speed right there. Good clearance there with just under 10 seconds left here. Warriors just need to get this ball out of the... And there we go. That'll end the first half here.
I'm going to head down and join the other coaches, but I'll leave you with this, though, too. I think that one thing that is attributed to the great Snow Canyon soccer team is as our leadership starts from the top down, and it starts with our grades. We have several 4.0 all academic teams and on our team, and it really shows with the way the leadership is.
Well, that's awesome. Coach Judd, thanks for being up here with us today.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Hey, we're going to take a break here at halftime. We've got about 10 minutes. We'll take about a 7-8 minute break right here and thank some of our sponsors. Appreciate you being in here today. WarriorNation.tv. See you in a few. Hey, welcome back, WarriorNation.tv here in Warrior Stadium. Just about ready to get the second half underway. Warriors, Snow Canyon Warriors, taking on the Ben Lomond Scots. It's a 1-0 halftime lead for the Warriors. First half recap, Warriors probably, I mean, we're not keeping perfect statistics up here, but I would say that they probably had 40 to 45% of the possession that half. Really controlled the pace and tempo of the game. Scored just before the 10-minute mark there in the first half on a nice little move from Jake Whitwer to beat the center defender and open himself up right in front of the goal, putting it in the right corner just inside the post there. Don's had one really good look there in the first half off of a corner kick coming in from the left to right side where a kid broke free, was able to get his head on the ball and went just over the top crossbar. And that's where we are here, getting ready to start the second half. New face in the booth right now. Aaron Warner joining us for the second half. How you doing, Aaron?
Good. How you doing? I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, Aaron Warner, a figure here, and a solid figure here for the Warriors soccer program, doing the clock and announcing and helping with all the halftime activities and things that go on. So it's good to have you up here with us today.
Yeah, thanks. I agree with your assessment. I like to see him put a little bit more pressure on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like we need to put a few more runs together up there to kind of put some more pressure. The goalie comes out quite high. If you notice that, he's chasing balls down. If we can kind of get him out of position once and put a shot over top, see how that would work out.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that in the first half, seeing if maybe the Warriors could win a quick ball there in the midfield and just try to crack one, 40, 50 yards to get over because he's been playing really high.
It'd be interesting if Zach talked about that at halftime.
Yeah.
Maybe taking your chances once or twice there, but.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how both teams decide to adjust right here. Javi Rodriguez for the Dons over there, or for the Scots over there, doing a really good job. Warriors quickly with some quick possession, find some space right there. Sanders is in on the right side. Goal! Shot right there from Sanders, beats the keeper near post. He just put a laser on that right-footed shot right there.
That was textbook, right? That's kept it low and hard into the corner. So.
Yep, and that possession, usually in that first half, Warriors were winning that, trying to bring it all the way across. They decided to cut back, found Sanders on that wing, was able to get in quick, and we're not even a little more than 30 seconds into the half. Warriors double their lead, 2-0.
Yeah, they
over
really
the
exploited
Scots.
that back line. I hadn't seen that quite open up like that in the first half. So they did a really good job, like you said, switching not so much the field, just kind of cut it back, like you said, which they probably surprised them. It was a good change of pace at halftime.
Warriors winning possession again. Big run out of the defensive end right there. That's Hoskins over there, I believe.
Yeah, Brecken Hoskins.
Yep, able to pull that ball in. Cross gets deflected.
He does a really good job on that right side, Hoskins, making a lot of good balls that are playable through that middle.
Yeah, Warriors are doing a good job putting pressure on the Dons really early here in the second half. Dons with an opportunity here. Whitwer chasing down the forward, able to defend that quite well. It's going to earn
Looks like a corner kick, no?
Going to earn a penalty, it looks like. Yeah, for the foul called against the Scots right there. Warriors will be getting a free kick. Debbie Cannon back there to put that thing back into play.
That's one thing that Snow Canyon, they got to focus on. They've got the 2-0 lead, just making sure their back line's strong. They don't give up any easy goals like that, making sure that they...
Just like first half right there, Warriors doing a really, really good job of big balls across the formation, trying to beat that high defensive line that the Scots are playing, trying to get in behind them right there. That one right there, a little bit ambitious to shoot from that angle. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be goal kick for the Scots. Afternoon game right here. Pretty good crowd drawn. It looks super packed on our side, but that's because I think all of the Don fans decided they didn't want to brave the sun over there on the east side and have moved over here into a little bit more shaded bleacher on the west side. So
yeah, those bleachers over there, they magnify the heat by about 10 degrees. So.
Yeah, something us Warrior fans know really well. We've only been on this side for about 2 years, so Sanders making a nice little turn move up there, able to maintain his balance, beating the defender.
Another shot.
Another
by Sanders.
great
Ooh.
shot from Sanders, just over the crossbar. He did have a couple of kids making some good runs on that backside. He maybe puts that ball across the, penalty area, across that spot, might be able to get a finish from one of those runs.
It was a 3-on-2, and you had one guy chase him, so it kind of left 2-on-1. So you had Brian and there Jake Witt were ready to maybe give a quick one-touch in.
Yeah.
But, he just scored, so give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
Guess, right?
Hard to see that sometimes. Don't fault the kid for taking a good shot, but one of the difficult things, from coaching soccer is kids want to score, kids want to get shots, and you want them to be aggressive up there, but teaching them the kind of it's a good shot, but there might be something better mentality is really, really hard.
Yeah, one of my mentors, Jeff McKenna pretty well.
Yeah.
Sometimes with those strikers, you have to give them a little leeway because you don't want to take that lion out of them in a sense,
Right.
like to go get that ball and go put it in the net, and but there's a balance, like you said. Sometimes there's a better option, but at the same time, you want your strikers to be elite. You want them to pressure the ball, and you want them to, to get after it. So it's a balancing act for them for sure.
For sure, and you can tell that the Warriors have some pretty good chemistry with stuff like that. First half, they made some great reads. Their timing was just off a little bit. 3 offsides calls, a few sent over the top a little bit too far, and it looks like they've kind of dialed some things in. Coach Hale's kind of, settling them down there at half, and they've come out strong here to start the second half of the second round here, the playoffs, 4A boys soccer. Damon Lund trying to play a quick through ball there, pretty deep and ambitious look there, stolen and defended well by the Scots.
W does a really good job of just holding that striker back and using his body position well. He does a really good job for Snow Canyon on that back line for him.
Yeah, first half we talked a little bit about that, and if the Warriors want to make a deep run in the playoffs, W's going to need to stay healthy, and he's going to need to be back there anchoring that back line for them.
Yeah, I think that at least the last 1 or 2 games he had been out, right? And
Correct, yeah, and the one game that I know he missed for sure is the one where Dixie scored 5 on him.
Yeah.
So big part of their defense for sure. I thought that Petey Bunting had a really good first half right there. The Scots really wanted to attack the left side over here with Rodriguez, and they had some good combination play there, but Bunting was able to, maintain his ground, hold that space, and did a good job, stopping a lot of those attacks that the Scots had going in the first half.
I could be mistaken, but he might be the one player that didn't come out.
He did not come out in that first half.
I think Zach really trusted him. Like you said, he was solid. He did everything he was supposed to do on that back line, and didn't even come out for a little water break. So he definitely earned.
Good little ball up there from Whitwer to Hoskins.
Could be
See if he can
dangerous.
get this in. Nice little move. Good ball.
Ooh.
Sanders was waiting right there on the backside. Nice move from Jake. Finds Hernandez there in the middle trying to find some space. Dons do a good job of swarming to the ball and taking away opportunity. Try to play a through ball up there to their forward, and Dubby does a great job of knocking that out. Whitworth's moved back into that familiar defensive position he plays a lot. Brock Schroeder making his first appearance, I think, here. He didn't get much time in the first half. Coach Judd was up here telling us he's kind of nursing a little bit of an injury from practice, so they might use him a little sparingly today. Kobe Robinson right there, good steal. Warriors back to their defensive line, going to keep possession. Doing a really good job switching point of attack today.
It'll be interesting if Ben Lomond with this heat and with their conditioning, if they're
Yeah.
talking a little bit about conditioning and Kobe and stuff, if they're going to wear down in the second half or if they've got that stamina to, being up in Ogden, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this pace.
For sure, and the Scots have been pretty content to just hold shape. They don't go and pressure the defense too much, and at the first and start of the game, I think the Warriors struggled with what to do. I'm not being pressured like we are in our Region 9 games, having some time and space to make decisions, and I thought we made some quick early passes to turn it over, but...
Yeah, I think for about 10 minutes they just kept in that shape, and we just were not used to it. That was a good strategy by Ben Lomond to start off. Then we got that goal, and then I think they kind of little by little kind of got out of that shape, but it did.
Yeah, and being down
throw us
2-0
off.
right now, they are going to have to, find themselves getting a little bit more aggressive to try
Right.
to get back into this game.
Right.
Dons with some possession here, moving down that left side of the pitch again, trying to break that Warrior defense. Uribe in the middle, finding him forward. That's right, making the pass. Good run up the sideline there from the Scots. Defended quite well by the Warriors, be able to clear that out to the midfield. Dons will keep possession with the throw-in. Scots turn that one over, but able to regain possession. Looks like they're going to get moving here.
Yeah,
Count.
I just noticed there they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 behind that 50-yard line, waiting for that build-up. And so, again, we talked about that pressure. Here they come. They got a through ball there. But, again, they're going to have to at some point adjust that formation and shift a little bit.
Yeah, Ben Lomond's going to, eventually they're going to need to trust, some fewer defensive numbers and throw some kids up in that offensive area, and hope for some counters and some opportunities to get through.
Yep.
Doing a much better job with their possession right here in the 10 minutes into the second half. Warriors get a steal. Sanders Esplin up front. Looks like he's going to try to go through, but Uribe right there to stop that ball and out of bounds. Uribe looks like he should be playing some defensive line for the Ben Lomond football team. If the football coach hasn't been out to watch him play soccer, you might want to come take a look.
Yeah.
Strong, physical, athletic kid there playing in the middle.
And some stamina, he's
Sure.
he can be playing on this heat and this long, and he's got to have some athleticism to him. So
Absolutely.
be interesting if he plays for that football team.
Entertaining second half so far. Warriors able to put one in early. 2-0 lead over the Ben Lomond Scots, and we're 10 minutes into the second half here, about 30 minutes remaining in this game.
And that was Sanders with that dangerous throw in. You have that, it's like a corner kick when you have a player like that can throw that in the box, and that's just a dangerous, another weapon on your team to be able to do that. It'll be interesting to see what Zach does in the second half, if he's going to be subbing more to keep his players fresh, or kind of what his strategy would be there. But
yeah, and with soccer, usually the way that it works, at least it worked like this for girls, and I know they've made some changes with the boys this year, but the girls played this game on a Wednesday, had to turn around and play the quarterfinal game on a Saturday, and then the semis and finals were the following week. Well, the boys here, if they win this one, they don't have to play again until next week, Wednesday. So they'll get an entire week of rest following this game to recoup injuries and regain fitness to prepare for that next game. And then the state playoff finals and semis will be the following week on a Monday and Tuesday.
You've had a lot of experience this, being a championship coach, taking your girls' team to the championship, winning it for the state. What's your kind of take on that? You like that week off, or do you like the momentum if you just won and it's...
Oh, what a good shot.
One touch.
Sanders Esplin gets his second goal of tonight's game. A nice little one touch just waiting right there. And those are the crosses I think we've been talking about. Warriors find some space down the side. Instead of shooting, lay it off to the kid right there in the middle, and Sanders does a great job to finish that one.
I noticed he did that with his left foot, and I noticed when he gets on that left side, he also kicks his corner kicks with his left foot. So, obviously he uses his left foot well, and he demonstrated it there and put it in with a one touch inside. I coach a lot of that. Just all you have to do is put your foot out, make a connection there. Sometimes kids want to make a big swing away at that kick, and sometimes just getting your foot out and that foot with the speed already, it's just going to go in the back of the net. Great job by Sanders.
Yeah, for sure.
So what we were talking about is, you like that layoff, coach, or you like the momentum?
It all depends. The layoff, if you have a team that's got some momentum and is playing well, can be a little bit detrimental. Because as a coach in the playoffs, to go a stretch of maybe 4 or 5 practices in a row to keep your guys focused and your kids prepared for a game is difficult, especially when in region you've been playing, game practice, and you're just used to that flow. I kind of like the tight games in the playoffs a little bit better.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the year, kids are already kind of burned out of practice. Coaches, are mentally kind of, ready for a mental break too. So
Yeah.
having a whole week of practice, you know, maybe it's just good to take a day off. Ooh,
Oof.
great run, great ball there by Dubby. Sanders held his position. Let's see if he can make this cross with the left foot again.
Oh, what a ball! Jake Whitwer right there, just about able to finish that cross. Well connected right there from Sanders and Whitwer.
In this second half, they made those adjustments where they're really putting Ben Lomond on their heels. They're making those crosses across that box, and they're a whole lot more dangerous this half than they were there.
Yeah, they are for sure. And you know, Ben Lomond was only playing with the one striker in that first half, and now you notice they've put two kids up there at the front, like we said, to maybe get a little bit more aggressive and get back into this. And the Warriors are able to find a little bit more space now, and they have been much more dangerous here in the second half.
Yeah, that's always a worry as a coach is, you know, as the strategy goes, if you bring up that pressure and you're taking that big chance, and, you know, for Ben Lomond, they kind of had to take that chance. It looks like it's kind of, it might hurt them in the end, but, you know, as a coach, you came a long ways to win a game. You don't want to go home, you know, 1 or 2 down. You want to give it all you have, and so give them credit for making that adjustment, but Snow Canyon countering with their own, so.
And we were talking about this in the first half. The Snow Canyon Warriors have some very, very good talent up front. Second leading goal scorer in 4A and the leading assist man in 4A, which makes them very potent, very dangerous. Scott's earning a corner kick right here. Able to get ahead on the ball, just misdirected a little bit. Dons have been had some good opportunities on their set pieces today. Just haven't been able to connect quite as much.
Yeah,
Warriors going across the field once again. Sanders Espen with a nice move there. He's got himself free. Hat trick for Sanders. Nope. But he does find Whitwer. What a great pass from Sanders Esplin.
That was just thinking for Sanders. He knew he couldn't quite get there. You know, he played it across the box, and of course Jake's there. He's a master of that. Jake's there at the right place, the right time. That's why he is the leading scorer in the region, because he just kind of finds the ball, right? That's just what a striker does. He finds the ball, puts it in the back of the net. But give credit to Sanders for making that happen, that extra little effort.
Yeah, Sanders is definitely the engine behind the Warriors and what makes them go this year, leading the, you know, classification in assists. Which obviously is going to get your leading striker, you know, scoring a lot of goals. So good stuff right there. Warriors are starting to put this one away. We've got about 25 minutes left in the game here. Warriors with a 4-0 lead. This is a big hole the Scots are going to have to dig out of if they want to give themselves a chance to advance in the 4A playoffs here at Warrior Stadium.
This is kind of where you want your team not to settle down. You want to keep, you know, giving that pressure, keep that momentum going. Be crisp, you know, make sure that you're not giving them anything easy. So you Snow Canyon, you know, you want to keep the jets up and you want to keep the goals coming and play crisp and clean and get that confidence going to the next game. So we'll see if they next 25 minutes can keep that rhythm going, keep that pressure coming, and then you know, keep that momentum going for the next playoff game. I think, as we all know, that momentum, that confidence means everything as these state tournaments.
Yeah, we had Coach Judd up here a little bit, said that they do have a few guys on the Warrior roster right now that are, you know, key players for them that are nursing some injuries. And so, you know, a week between games might be good for them to kind of heal up, take a day or two off to rest. And like you were commenting earlier, it will be interesting to see how Coach Hells plays the final 20 minutes out of this game, if he's going to give some of his big horses an opportunity to get out and rest and avoid that injury.
Yeah. The last thing you want to see is you're up 4 or 5-0 and have one of your big horses get an injury and not compete. So it's a balancing act for sure. So
yeah.
We'll see how he plays this out. They might be giving him another water break.
Yeah, they did this in the first half.
Oh, no.
I think they'll probably go for another 4 minutes and right around that 20-minute mark.
Gotcha.
Because of the heat, they'll give the boys an opportunity to get a little bit of water in them. Oh, nice move up front there from Ben Lomond. That's the right kid. He's quick. He's done a pretty good job up front when he's had the ball at his feet. Just not able to, you know, get past Dubby Cannon today. Dubby's played a really good job out of that center back position.
I think where they've been most dangerous in those set pieces, like you talked about, they've done a pretty good job with those set pieces. They had a couple chances and just couldn't put them away. But Ben Lomond, has coached well and just haven't had that breakaway yet. But
Yeah, I'm looking up some of the statistics right now. In Region 9 this year, as far as goal scoring goes, has just dominated Class 4A. We've got 3 teams that have scored over 50 goals this year in their region and region games. No other team in the classification has scored over 50. In fact, the leading goal scorers outside of Region 9, the teams with the most goals have been in the 30s.
wow.
And so our region is really dominated with goal scoring. And looking up, the stats for Ben Lomond, they've scored 9 goals on the season. So to come back from a 4-0 deficit is a big, big hole for them to try to dig out of. We'll see if they can, like you said, just maintain some fight, some drive, and get some experience for their younger kids right now.
That's interesting. Looking at that, I don't know who's the number 1 in RPI right now, but I think that might be Juan Diego. And as I look at that stat, 35 goals with someone with Snow Canyon Dixie up to 55. It'll be quite interesting how that works its way out.
Right.
Nice move.
Nice
again.
move from Whitwer
Goal.
and able to put in goal number 5 for the Warriors. Front line right now, Sanders and Whitwer putting on a clinic up there on how to finish.
It's fun to watch them play together. I mean, they've been playing for years together, and it's showing today. It showed all year. Like you talked about, when you're leading the region in scoring, you have assists, and those two just work well together. And another great move, cut that back, left foot, inside touch, into the corner. Great play.
Some nice stuff. It looks like Sanders, Esplin, and Damon Lund are going to get a break right here, subbed out after that goal right there. Chance for Zach Hill, coach of the Warriors, to get some of his younger kids an opportunity to play in the playoffs, to maintain, some intensity through a game that means a lot, and hopefully continue to build that program for future years, keep them moving here, and get some of those horses a rest and avoid injury.
Yeah, it's just such a motivating factor for some of these kids that don't get a lot of varsity time to come out in a state playoff game and have a chance to play in front of this home crowd. Going into the off season, it's a boost for them to keep working hard, keep coming out in those early mornings and working hard because they had that chance to play in those state games. We'll see how that next few minutes how that works out. We'll get a water break here, and we'll see if he starts subbing a little bit more. Keep guys fresh and motivated. I guess what would be ideal is if they could put 3 more and end the game at 8-0.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's a hard task too.
It
in
is.
These playoffs. These teams.
For sure.
Ben Lomond's won a game. They're a quality team, and so I think this is Gabe Pinna. His brother's the goalie.
Okay.
So Gabe's the younger one. The goalie is the junior. So
Javi, yeah.
Javi. And so great family, soccer. Gabe's going to be a future star there for the Warriors.
Petey Bunting finally getting his
yeah,
break
there you
right
go,
there,
yeah.
coming out of the game. He's the one we were talking about earlier. Talking with Devin Dixon here on some tweets and text messages while he's doing his radio show on 97.7, trying to get some updates from around the region. Desert Hills is down 3-0 right now in their game, and I think they're playing Mountain Crest.
That's surprising. I think Mountain Crest are they the number 1 team in their
They
region?
might be, yeah. And then Crimson is going into double overtime right now in their game, and Dixie has a 4-0 lead over Cedar at the moment. So 5 teams in Region 9 playing today: Crimson, Dixie, Cedar, us, and Desert Hills.
That surprised me a little bit about Crimson. I know Crimson had high hopes for the year. I think they were coming in with state championship aspirations. I had a minute before the season talked to Ike Klingensmith, and he said, "Yeah, I think we're going to be one of the teams to beat in the region." And they're a very solid team.
They were a solid team. I was able to watch that last home game they played here against Snow Canyon, and that was a battle for sure.
So if they lost in double overtime, that would be a shocker to me. But again, it sounds like there's some quality soccer teams up north at Mountain Crest and Juan Diego's and those. So they play good soccer up there just like they do down here in southern Utah.
Whitwer short kicks that corner. Not executed very well, and Ben Lomond able to take possession.
Looks like we got a couple substitutions like we talked about, Coach, that we got a couple other guys coming in. We get some guys some breaks. Got Brecken and Whitwer coming out. Alex Hernandez, 22, he was a star on the rise, and he blew out his ACL 2 years in a row, I believe.
Oh, man.
That's Brian Hernandez's brother.
Okay.
And he's a senior. Brian's the sophomore, number
Okay.
11 up top.
Gotcha.
And 22 was fantastic. Going to start his sophomore year for the varsity team and blew out his ACL and just had injuries. And so now he's a senior and just barely, like the last game or two, is healthy enough to get in. So it's good to see him in the field and get a chance to play in these state playoff games. He's worked hard to get back. So
That's awesome that Coach gives him the opportunity to do that. Blowing out those ACLs is
Yeah.
not fun, for sure. Corner kick from the Warriors played in. Whitwer just about puts his head on that one.
see if we have a little counter here by Ben Lomond, little run. Stopped down by Gabe. Gabe did a good job with it.
Defended well. Kobe up to Whitwer. Plays it in. Oh, good save by the keeper right there. Nice little give and go there from Robinson, and Whitwer just about produced another goal for the Warriors. Take this off for just a second. Marissa, hey.
Looks like another ball against the net. Oh, Whitwer is just putting a lot of pressure on him. Kicked out wide, Whitwer did. Jake, looks like we got a corner kick. Jason Perez will go take that corner kick.
Stephanie, sorry.
The last one is very dangerous. We almost had a header there by Jake. We'll see what they do here. We did have that set play out of the corner. Sometimes I don't love that. I love that. Sometimes I just love playing it right down the gut. See if some guy can put a header on it like that. Brian Hernandez, just wide on the right. But Brian, again,
I just got
he's a
this from
future
Devin
star for
Dixon.
Snow
So
Canyon
last
as
one
well,
I got said they were
sophomore,
down 3-0.
in a starting role today.
So maybe it's changed.
He's done
since
a lot of
then.
good things and
Okay.
is back. So it looks like they're going to take out Jake Whitwer, give him a rest. Probably good to sit him. Make sure his legs are ready to go for the next game.
Coach Warnerhoff, did you see two redheads up there on
Yeah.
the front line together, right?
Yeah,
That's got to be a first.
I think his nickname is Dorito.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So they,
Well, there you go.
I think he'll be excited to get out there and play.
That's awesome. Good to see Coach Hale playing some of those younger kids and giving them an opportunity to get some experience.
He's a competitor too, though, so he probably will keep some of his horses in and probably rotate those and make sure they're competitive here till the end. But at the same time, yeah, I kind of feel like Ben Lomond kind of wore out here in the second half a little bit. Zach came back with some great adjustments in the second half, and another.
Oh, Brock Schroeder. Oh, nice header right there. Just about able to finish that free kick from Sanders Esplin.
That would have been a lot of fun for Brock to score there. I don't know how many goals he's had on the year, but he's one of the best competitors I've seen out there. I mean, he's always going, moving, so it's been fun for him to get that header.
Ben Lomond keeping possession, coming out of their defensive end, moving the ball through the midfield. Turnover right there. Warriors regain possession, moving it back through their defensive line. Looks like they're going to try to keep possession and spread Ben Lomond out, make him chase. And Alex with a little unforced error right there. Ben Lomond on the counter. Cleared out by the Warriors. Whew.
Could have been a little,
Bit
kick.
high on that possibly, yeah. Warriors doing a good job with possession. There's some space there.
See what he does here.
Ben Lomond
Jason-
closing that position down
Jason
well.
Perez.
Sanders with a nice move. Schroeder open down that sideline. What's getting called right here?
It must have been Dorito on that right side because I don't think.
Which is interesting. It looks like offsides flag, but if the guy on the away from the
Not
play
even
is
in play,
offsides,
yeah.
it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
They're only offsides if the ball is played
Right.
to them. So I'm not quite sure what just happened right there. Maybe Brock got a little bit heavy, up front and got called for offsides on that pass right there.
I didn't think so, but I guess that's probably what happened. See what Brock does here. We got some time. Got some build up, sends it across the middle. And
Warriors have a lot of space right now. I think you're right, Coach Warner. The Scots look like they're just out of energy. I think the heat might be taking a little bit out of them right now.
that was another left-footed kick right over barely over the top. It's the Merdez kid, I think.
Yeah,
is his
Alex
name.
Merdez. Yeah,
Merdez.
I think he transferred here from Canyon View.
That's right. Canyon View or Cedar, one of the two.
Yeah.
Probably Canyon View, I think.
Junior.
Yep.
Played a little bit this year and probably going to be one of their studs coming back next year.
Yeah, he got significant amount of time. He was, I think, one of their first or second subs in the game, and he's done a solid job for him this year. Yeah, so I think he'll be a big part of next year's plan.
Down the left side, go the Scots. Good little build-up. Finding some space, got some numbers. Dubby chasing, shot right at Pena there in the goal. Good job positioning right there.
Yeah, we'll see how Snow Canyon the next 10 or 12 minutes how they work this game. They're kind of like you said, they're kind of spreading things out.
They're opening
making,
up the field.
making Ben Lomond work, and you can see their heads are down. Ben Lomond a little bit.
Yeah.
They're tired. They're not getting back as quick as they did in the first half. It is pretty demoralizing being down 5-0 in this heat and travel all this way, and
and then you got to go chase. Got to go chase and win that ball.
Yeah.
Good defense there by Ben Lomond to keep Sanders Esplin from getting that ball over the top and having another opportunity. Scots are subbing a few kids in. Going to be a Warrior throw-in over there. We're down to just under 12 minutes remaining here in the game.
Oh.
Big shot right there from Hoskins.
I'd like to see that, even though it went over. Hoskins is typically just the passes first, shoot second kind of guy. So you're up 5-0, take a whack at it. It's good for I think his psyche to kind of get a couple shots off this year. This is probably the time to do it.
Sure.
He does a really good job of playing balls in from that wing, and so hey, once in a while, take a shot. Yeah, we'll see if they chase here. I don't know what they'll do. They might. Well, it looks like he's going to play that ball instead of make him chase a little bit. See if we go backwards or forwards. It looks like. Breaking with a nice takeaway there. Kind of had a little turnover there. Let's see what we can do. Spread them out. We do a through ball to Sanders.
Oh, keeper does a good job breaking his line, making that save. Sanders Esplin been dangerous all night, continues to be dangerous up there for the Warriors.
Yeah, I think someone with that skill level, anytime you can make a through ball or whatever, it's a 50-50 chance whether Esplin's going to break through and either score it or make a good assist. He's got such strength in that lower body that he wins a lot of those balls, but also technical skill with speed, man. It's a dangerous, and so I think that's just been a key to success this year for Snow Canyon.
Ooh, Alex with an opportunity there in the middle, just couldn't quite control that ball. Played in from Kobe Robinson.
Like we talked about earlier, that goalie, he sure comes out, but I'm impressed with him. I think he knows what he's got to do to. Ooh, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, Cannon takes a little slip right there. Ball goes back to the Scots, and they're going to call a foul right there. Looked like a good challenge. Maybe a little bit aggressive in there on the.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I mean, it seems like he got a hold of that ball. I mean, I felt like you know, once he made contact with that ball, it's kind of a tough one, but
Yeah, kind of getting some updates from the fans that are sitting just below us here in the booth, and they just said that Crimson lost in double overtime.
wow.
So Crimson is out, and like you were saying, probably out of our region, they were one of the favorites to, you know, make a big run and ended up losing.
I think Dixie was the #1
Well,
team, right?
no, we ended up winning region this year.
I thought we were tied for Dixie.
We may have tied.
Yeah, I think it was a tie
Oh,
across the
so
board.
we tied
Yeah.
record-wise, but
Yeah.
Dixie beat us both times.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And so seeding, and again,
Yeah,
in
seeding,
region,
they're
you're
one-
both going to
yeah.
get a trophy for that,
Yeah.
but in seeding, I don't even know how the RPIs ended up falling out. I know we ended up 4th.
Yeah, I think Dixie was 3. Oh, good ball there by Ben Lomond.
Pena with some good patience right there
Yeah.
on that trickery. Yeah.
And like I said, Ben Lomond does good on those set pieces.
They
They've
do.
been dangerous, and they just haven't been able to put that in. I'd like to. Who did Crimson play?
I can look
We'll have
up
to-
the brackets while we're watching the Warriors with an
There's
attack.
Hoskins
Big
and-
switch right there. That's a
Yeah.
great ball. Schroeder making a good run from that wing spot.
Ooh, nice move by Schroeder. He sends this across. It could be really dangerous. Did we get another offsides? Or
No, it looks like he's pointing to the penalty spot, and I don't know what the penalty is for, but it looks like
Oh.
they're awarding the Warriors a penalty kick.
The goalie must have come out or something and hit someone as
Could it
he
have
came
been a
out.
handball possibly?
I didn't see. Oh, it looks like it was. I think he kind of acted like it was a handball.
Yeah,
there.
I didn't see what went on right there. Let me see if I can.
But it must have been a handball. That's the only thing I can think of. And the ref kind of motioned something to the effect of a handball, but I didn't see any physical contact that would have drawn a penalty kick. So Sanders, wow, I think that's
That's a hat trick for
Hat trick.
Sanders
Yeah, I
today.
think
Yeah,
that is. That's what I was
that's a
wondering if it
3-goal
was a hat
game
trick.
in their first playoff game this year. Be interesting to see what coach does now. It looks like he might be bringing in some kids who we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this 16 all year. We have a
I've got a roster here,
yeah.
so let's
Oh, it's
see.
Caden
here.
Morris, I think his name. I think he's a freshman. I've heard a lot of good things about Caden and his ability. So if that's Caden Morris,
It is. It's Caden Morris, and he is a
I
freshman.
think his brother played a couple years back. If you remember, the Morris boy that played, number 16.
So when you look at the RPI rankings right now, Juan Diego was first.
Okay.
Green Canyon second, Dixie and Snow Canyon 3 and 4, and all of those teams are within 0.02 of a point of each other.
Wow.
So really, really close. And Juan Diego, like we were watching before, they win their region, but not quite as strong of a region as Region 9. We saw that same type of thing in basketball, and their basketball team was good.
Yeah.
Was
yeah,
able to make
yeah.
a run in the playoffs. So, you know, a strong team coming out a little bit weaker region, but good team right there. If we look at the brackets,
Yeah, I think Juan Diego's basketball team lost in the semis again. They were ranked #1, and the region wasn't quite as strong, but you know they surely could have won the basketball championship as well. They had a lot of talent on that team. So, my understanding is if Crimson would have won, they would have played Dixie in that quarterfinal game.
so Crimson, it looks like, got beat by Ridgeline.
Oh, Ridgeline, okay.
And
yeah.
Dixie's playing Cedar, and they're up big on them, 4-0 last time we heard. Desert Hills is playing Mountain Crest.
Okay.
Mountain Crest is a higher seed than Desert Hills, and we haven't gotten an update from that game just yet. But we did hear that Crimson has lost in double overtime
So it'll be
to Ridgeline, which would be an
versus
upset.
Dixie, yeah.
So it looks like Ridgeline will be playing Dixie in the next round.
Yeah.
The Warriors are going to win this game. We've got about 6 minutes left. And they're going to play the winner of Cedar Valley Skyview. Skyview being the much higher seed right there, you would think that they would win. Good battle right here going on.
Hey, they're giving the effort to the very end. So
Love
it's
to
good
see that.
Yeah.
Love to see the effort when the game, you know, it is pretty much over right now. But you love to see the effort. You love to see the energy playing out their playoff game.
I am a little surprised to see Sanders still in the game with 6 minutes left. But again, I'm not questioning Zach. I'm just surprised. Looks like we have number 26 coming in. Do you know who that is, Coach?
We can look that up on the roster. I think I've seen him in a game before, not very often.
I think he might be a senior.
I think that's right. I think I do remember seeing him come in on senior night.
Yeah.
Let's pull the roster up and see what we got here. Number 26 is Julian Starr, and he is a senior. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he's coming in for Sanders.
Yeah, that'd be a good switch.
Yeah, and the one that surprises me, and I understand this from the coaching perspective, is Dubby Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
He's been injured. He's nursing an injury. Sanders is getting a big standing ovation coming out right here. Hat trick for Sanders tonight. Great game from him. Plus at least one assist, I remember, to Whitwer. Might have even had a second. Number 10 getting set to check in for the Warriors. That's Jason Perez.
Yeah.
Maybe, is he a defender?
No, he's a midfielder.
Okay.
So I think he'll go in and shut that down. Maybe they give him a chance up top to score a goal. Who knows? But
yeah.
I thought it was an interesting switch. Jason had started most of the year, and today Brian Hernandez played in his place, which put Whitwer, the number one leading scorer, back in that midfield, and they brought Brian Hernandez and Sanders Esplin up top, and so
interesting.
And so maybe that took a minute to work out some of the bugs
Sure.
at the first two. I mean, even the formation that they came out with Ben Lomond, that could have threw them off. But plus, they were most of the year it was Jake and Sanders up front. Today they didn't do that. So it was
I noticed they put Stockton up on the wing as well and pulled him out of his fullback position.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've seen Stockton play on that wing. Yeah, I think
Star.
I think the one position you don't sub the most is probably that center
It
defender,
is. It's
right?
the one that is
Yeah.
the solid, for me, most
Yeah.
important position on the field.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to sub those kids out. I know we had Emma Bingham playing there this year for the girls, and she rarely came out of the game unless, she was hurt or nursing, cramps or something like that from, not drinking enough water.
It's
Girls playing 110 degrees. It gets a little bit warm out there.
We talk a lot about with Jake and Sanders up, but really it starts on that back line and
Certainly.
on that center defender spot. Those guys they're warriors. They're tough. They don't get a lot of credit, and yet they're the foundation of that team. Setting it, coming, everything kind of starts out of that back line. The build up gets to the middle and then off to the forwards. But they did a great job tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And Ben Lomond hasn't had a lot of great scoring opportunities tonight. Their set pieces have been dangerous. And I credit the Warrior defense for doing a good job shutting them down because, like you said, you can tell they're a good team, well coached, and they've created some good chances. Just the Warrior defense has been a little bit too much for them today.
Yeah. I can't remember where they were really dangerous. They had a couple shots that, set pieces and a couple other shots, but I think
corner kicks have been their most dangerous thing tonight. They haven't generated good opportunities off of counterattacks. It's been more fouls than corners.
That's an interesting stat that you looked up, that they've only had a few goals.
It looks like that might have gone in.
Oh,
no?
Call it. Oh.
Wow.
Senior
Senior subbing in, just about gets a goal here with a minute 40 left in the game.
I just saw Zach put his hands on his face. Come on, you got to call that. That's too bad.
Dang, that is too bad. What a play right there. Good to see the senior being excited, getting some opportunity here in the playoff game.
Yeah, you'd love to see that go. I mean, goes to all the practices, finally gets in his game and just had his
Morris
chance.
making a good run down that sideline right there. Yeah.
I'd like to see that one back on film, but
it was close. It was close. I mean, it hit the crossbar, and it looked like it angled back before the keeper grabbed it, but we couldn't tell from up here in the booth. Keeper was between us, the goal line, and the ball. We couldn't quite tell how much it got in there, but the linesman apparently does not think that went in. So close, good opportunity.
And he looked like he was in position, that linesman. He wasn't out of position, so he probably had a better look than us, but it sure looked from up the booth that it went in. Well, we got about a minute, 40 seconds left. Maybe they let Starr take another crack at it. that might be it. The end that chase down the ball. The Shaggers are.
It is going to be a corner kick, and I'll bet the Warriors just let this run out. So Warriors put an impressive performance on the field today. Their offensive powerhouses of Sanders Esplin, Jake Whitwer score 5 of the 6 goals today. I think. Did Whitwer get a hat trick? I can't think of how that 6th goal came.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it came from, but I think he only had 2. But 5 goals from your 2 powerhouses up front. Shutout for the Warrior defense. Javi Pena didn't have to do too much in the goal today, but was able to stop those set pieces from getting the back of the net. And the Warriors will win against the Ben Lomond Scots 6-0 here at Warrior Stadium and move on to play in the quarterfinals of the 4A state playoffs. And that game will be next week here in Warrior Stadium again. Believe the start time is also 4 o'clock. We will be streaming that on WarriorNation.tv once again. And we haven't heard yet if it's going to be, who did we say that was? Skyview?
I think it'll be Skyview. They were 5th ranked in the RPI. Looks like they were probably going to take care of business.
Yeah.
And those Logan, Logan teams, we know Mountain Crest up north, they'll be ready to play. There's a good region up there with Mountain Crest and Green Canyon's number 2 RPI.
Right.
So we want to thank all our Warrior fans joining us today. Out there in the crowd, we got a standing ovation. It's fun to see this stands full. Kids are out having a good time. So that's what soccer and high school sports is all about.
Yeah, big shout out to Ben Lomond in the season that